Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar first captured public attention through their TLC reality series, 19 Kids and Counting, which debuted in 2008. The show offered an inside look at the daily dynamics of the Duggar household, famed for their adherence to the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, and their large family, with all 19 children having names beginning with the letter J. The couple's story started with their wedding in 1984 and the birth of their first child, Joshua, in 1988. They continued to expand their family over the years, culminating in the birth of the youngest, Josie, in 2009. Their life under the lens continued with the spin-off, Counting On, which aired from 2015 until 2020. Further insights into the family's life, including some controversial aspects, were featured in the 2023 Prime documentary, Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. This film delved into their rise to prominence and more troubling issues, such as the molestation allegations against Josh Duggar in 2015, which ultimately led to the original show's cancellation, and his 2022 sentencing for child pornography charges. Following the release of the documentary, Jim Bob and Michelle addressed the portrayal in a family blog post, expressing sadness over the media's role in affecting their loved ones and emphasizing that their family experiences the highs and lows of life publicly. Nearly a decade since their show ended and 40 years into their marriage, here's a closer look at where Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar stand today. Where are Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar living now? Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar currently reside in Tontitown, Arkansas, where they have lived for many years and where their reality show, 19 Kids and Counting, was filmed. The couple's home is part of a large complex that includes multiple houses. On a 2020 episode of Counting On, the Duggars mentioned that their children are permitted to move out of the compound when they turn 18, but many opt to stay nearby for various reasons. During a 2011 home tour, Michelle reflected on the expansion of their residence, noting, "The house grew, from 2 of them to 3 of them. It worked out perfectly." What are Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar doing for work? Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have pursued several projects since their show 19 Kids and Counting concluded. Jim Bob, who previously served in the Arkansas House of Representatives, attempted a return to politics in 2021 with a run for the Arkansas State Senate, though his campaign did not succeed. After the primary, he expressed his continued support for the Republican candidate, stating on his Facebook page, "Whoever wins the Republican primary will have my support and prayer for victory as he faces a Democrat opponent on February 8th. In addition to his brief political endeavor, Jim Bob has stayed active in the real estate sector. Both he and Michelle are licensed real estate agents and have engaged in property flipping, buying, renovating, and selling homes at a profit. For example, in February 2020, they sold a property in Springdale, Arkansas, for $1.38 million that they had purchased for $230,000 in 2014. Besides their real estate ventures, Jim Bob and Michelle have authored books and frequently speak publicly, sharing their views on family life, faith, and personal development. They continue to be involved with the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, furthering their engagement with the organization's activities. Some text goes here: do Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have relationships with their children? Do Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have relationships with their children? Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have varying degrees of relationships with their children, with some connections being more strained than others. Jill has spoken about the emotional challenges of her family relationships and has sought therapy to cope. In a 2023 interview with Vanity Fair, she mentioned maintaining limited contact with her father and setting strict boundaries for her family's well-being. Despite these tensions, Jim Bob and Michelle attended a memorial service for Jill's stillborn daughter, Isla Marie, in April 2024. Other children have also diverged from the family's traditional values. Ginger Duggar, in her 2022 memoir, The Hope We Hold, discusses moving away from some teachings of the IBLP and her apprehensions about her parents' reactions, especially regarding her decision to wear pants, which contradicted the family's modesty guidelines. She admitted in January 2023 that fear played a significant role in her upbringing. Amy Duggar King, Jim Bob's niece and occasionally featured as Cousin Amy on 19 Kids and Counting, has cut ties with her uncle and aunt. Known for her more liberal lifestyle, Amy has remained in touch with her cousins, although the relationship can be strained. She has publicly criticized the family's beliefs and practices, particularly in the documentary, Shiny Happy People. How many grandchildren do Jim, Bob and Michelle Duggar have? The Duggar family now boasts at least 32 grandchildren. The family tree includes a variety of branches. Jim, Bob and Michelle Duggar's eldest son, Josh, has 7 children with his wife, Anna. Their names are Mackenzie, Michael, Marcus, Meredith, Mason, Mariella, and Madison. Jill, another one of Jim, Bob and Michelle's children, has 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick, with her husband, Derek. Jessa Duggar, along with her husband, Ben Sewald, are parents to 5 children, Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George. Ginger, who resides in California with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, has 2 daughters, Felicity and Evangeline. Joy Anna and her husband, Austin Forsyth, have 3 children named Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar. Joseph and his wife, Kendra, are raising at least 3 children, Garrett, Addison, and Brooklyn. Josiah and his wife, Lauren, have 3 children, Bella, Daisy, and Ezra. John David and his wife, Abby, have 2 children, Grace and Charlie. Jedida and his wife, Katie Nakatsu, are parents to 2 children, Truett and Nora, and are expecting twin girls. Jedida's twin, Jeremiah, and his wife, Hannah, have 2 children, Brinley and Brielle. Each branch of the Duggar family tree adds to their ever-expanding lineage.